Reasons the wealthy are buying all the land around you. Reason number 1, control what you eat. Bill Gates owns 268,000 acres of farmland. When you don't own land, you can't grow food. You buy from him forever. Reason number 2, force you to rent. BlackRock bought 17,000 homes in 1 month, paid 50% above asking. When corporations own all the houses, ownership ends. Rent never does. Reason number 3, sell you the solution to the problem they created. They produce 71% of pollution, make Earth unlivable, then offer enclosed cities with clean air. Monthly subscription required. Save this. Share with someone who still thinks they'll own a home someday.
It's all about Agenda 2030. The so-called global elite plans to take over the world by the end of the year 2030.
So it's not just an ideology, it's an action plan. It's a blueprint to inventory and control all land, all water, all plants, all animals, all production, all construction, all law enforcement, all energy, all food, all information, everything on the planet, including you. Sustainable development. Now, when you see the term sustainable development, of course you think you know what it means, but you really don't know what it means. When you see the term SMART, which is sustainability, monitoring, assessing, rating, and tracking you, there's total continuity between Malthus, a corporate group called the Club of Rome, universities, the philanthropies. You've got the corporate, the governance, and the foundations and organizations, including the Holy See.
Now let me give you a glimpse of how the world will look if they implemented Agenda 2030.
Entry denied. You have criticized the government.
Sorry, last week you purchased too much meat and now your access to your money has been denied.
You haven't let the government know about this trip, and your access is denied.
You have gone over your carbon credit allowance of food this week, and your access to food has been denied. A day in the life of UK school children 2035 with digital ID. You have gone over your electricity allowance this week, and your access is denied. You have gone over your weekly travel limit and your access is denied.
Now let's order a pizza while living in Agenda 2030.
Pizza Palace, guaranteed hot in 30 minutes or it's free. This is Mary. May I take your order?
Hi, Mary. Yes, I'd like to order.
Is this Mr. Kelly?
Yes?
Thank you for calling again, sir. I show your national identification number is 610-204-999-8-45-5461. Is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Kelly. I see you live at 736 Montrose Court, but you're calling from your cell phone. Are you at home?
I'm just leaving work, but I'm...
Oh, we can deliver to Bob's Auto Supply. That's at 175 Lincoln Avenue, yes?
No, I'm on my way home. How do you know all this stuff?
We just got wired into the system, sir.
Oh, well, I'd like to order a couple of your double meat special pizzas.
Sure thing. There'll be a new $20 charge for those, sir.
What do you mean?
Sir, the system shows me that your medical records indicate that you have high blood pressure and extremely high cholesterol. Luckily, we have a new agreement with your national health care provider that allows us to sell you double meat pies as long as you agree to waive all future claims of liability.
What?
Do you agree, sir? You can sign the form when we deliver, but there is a charge for processing. The total is $67 even.
$67?
Well, that includes the delivery surcharge of $15 to cover the added risk to our driver of traveling through an orange zone.
I live in an orange zone?
Now you do. Looks like there was another robbery on Montrose yesterday. You could save $48 if you ordered our special Sprout Submarine Combo and picked it up yourself. Comes with tofu sticks. Those are very tasty, sir. Good value, too.
But I want double meat.
Well, I'm sure you can afford the $67 then. You just bought those tickets to Hawaii. They weren't cheap, eh? Oh, but I see you checked out the budget beach bum at the library last week. Up to you, sir.
All right. I'll get the Sprout subs.
Good choice, sir. Gotta watch that waist if you're hitting the beach, eh? 42 inches. Wow. Man, I'd say tofu and sprouts is like required.
That's how much?
Just between you and me, there's a $3 off coupon in this month's Total Men's Fitness magazine. Your wife Betty subscribes to that, right? Anyhow, clip that and it's $19.99 even. Whoa, looks like you maxed out on all your credit cards. Bring cash, okay?
It's coming, guys. Our biggest fear is turning into a reality. The window of freedom is closing as the days go by.
This government will make a new free of charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work.
So much of our lives is online nowadays. Think about it. That's how you access your money, a lot of your relationships, schooling, work, you name it, right? And so when you implement a digital ID, if you do something that the government doesn't like, if you don't abide by their every rule, they could just, in a snap of a finger, get rid of access to all your funds, your life savings, right? They can make it so that you have no access to anything on the internet. You can't be employed. They can track everything that you've done. Or in other words, they own you.
We are not free. That's the bottom line. We don't live in a free country. It's fake freedom. It's not real freedom. It's not pro-America. It's pro-fucking tyrant. And that's the reality of what we're dealing with. Well, first of all, we have to acknowledge that we are slaves. American people hate that. They hate when you say that because they have been told their whole lives that we are the freest country in the world. We are not the freest country in the world. We're actually the only country in the world that is asked to go to work, then pay most of our money back to the government. When you add it all up, some of you might be saying, oh, well, I only pay 30%. No, you don't. Add up all the other tax you pay. What's that add up to? That's the actual percentage you tax. For almost all of us, that's over 50% if you pay tax. We have to acknowledge that if we live to work to provide most of our money back to the government, we have to acknowledge that we are legitimately slaves to the government. We exist to fund the government.
Now, what are the elements that make up Agenda 2030? Well, let's see. We have a one world central bank, one world military, the end of national sovereignty, the end of all private owned property, the end of the family unit, depopulation, control of population growth and population density, mandatory multiple vaccines, universal basic income, microchip society for purchasing, travel, tracking, and controlling, implementation of a world social credit system, trillions of appliances hooked into a 5G monitoring system, Internet of Things, government-raised children, government-owned and controlled schools, colleges, and universities, the end of private transportation and owning cars, all businesses owned by the government/corporations. This is what everything is leading up to. We must put a stop to this immediately.
One, greatly expanded government spending for every conceivable means of getting rid of ever larger sums of American money as wastefully as possible. Two, higher and then much higher taxes. Three, an increasingly unbalanced budget despite the higher taxes. Four, wild inflation of our currency. Five, government controls of prices, wages, and materials, supposedly to combat inflation. Six, greatly increased socialistic controls over every operation of our economy and every activity of our daily lives. This is to be accompanied naturally and automatically by a correspondingly huge increase in the size of our bureaucracy and in both the cost and reach of our domestic government. Seven, far more centralization of power in Washington and the practical elimination of our state lines. There is a many-faceted drive at work to have our state lines eventually mean no more within the nation than our county lines do now within the states. 8, the steady advance of federal aid to and control over our educational system, leading to complete federalization of our public education. 9, a constant hammering into the American consciousness of the horror of modern warfare, the beauties and the absolute necessity of peace, peace always on communist terms, of course. And 10, the consequent willingness of the American people to allow the steps of appeasement by our government which amount to a piecemeal surrender of the rest of the...
Now, we must fight back. Agenda 2030 is right around the corner. We can see it all around us. The government control, the corporations and their corrupt operations, Things like Epstein, the war in Iran, invading Venezuela, all of these things are adding up. Agenda 2030. So let us all unite and put an end to these tyrants.
Comfort slows you down? Reach for natural relief. Night and Day Hemp's extra strength CBD pain relief balm melts into aching muscles, delivering warmth you can feel. Soothe your body naturally. Feel free to move again. Night and Day Hemp balm melts away tension so you can enjoy every moment. Feel the difference fast. Real relief, real results. Order now at Night and Day Herbals.